Happy Monday, folks. Anthony Speciale here with Speciale Analysis, unedited and on the edge of the market. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Hope you're geared up for another exciting week in the markets. Listen, whether the markets go up, down, or sideways, we will always find opportunity somewhere because it always lies somewhere. That's the beauty of the stock market. There's 7,000 different, equities at least, plus futures, plus commodities, plus, the opportunities are endless. So it's just a matter of looking in the right places. So as always, on Monday, we start with our major market update. So we're going to look at the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P, the Russell, gold, oil, Bitcoin, dollar index. We're going to take a peek at that. That kind of gives us a broad view of the overall market. Now, something quite interesting has transpired at the end of last week, and we're going to talk about that tonight. And the reason we're going to talk about that is because it's fairly significant. We could see a bounce from here, whether that bounce, how high that bounce is, or if it could be a trend-changing event, or if it just is minimal, as minimal as Friday's activity. We don't know that yet, but we're going to find out, Bo. So there's a key area in the market that all the major indices has really tested. I did a video on it last week. We're going to touch on it again today simply because it is really important. So let's jump right in. We'll go to the charts and take a quick look. So I'm going to open the charts up here. We'll start with the Dow. All right, what you have in front of you is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. This is the YM futures contract. You can see price action has tested this significant black channel. Now, those of you who have been with me for a little while understand that my channel structures are colored. The older the structure, the darker the color. So when we see a black channel, we know that that channel is built off of a very large time frame or very long time frame, something that's been in play for a long period of time. So that is exactly what transpired, and it happened on all the indices this particular week. So price had tested it, penetrated it, and has reacted to it. Price has settled above an area of known support. Now, what does that mean? Does it mean the market goes higher from here? Possibly. Do we get some type of bounce and then fall below? Possibly. Was this all of the reaction and then price falls through? Possibly. I, at the moment, do not see anything actionable. I would not buy the market here. I would not sell the market here. Guys, being a disciplined trader, a consistently profitable trader, is knowing when to be in the market and when to be out of the market. Now, listen, I'm not saying that there aren't opportunities. I'm just saying today, in this moment, what I see on this chart in front of me does not offer me the opportunity to buy or sell the Dow Jones Industrial Futures. But let's keep looking and see what else we have to conquer today. NASDAQ. How similar is this? Major monthly structure, tested, and price has literally settled right at it. So we punctured it, tested this longer, the shorter time frame channel structure here, just came a hair short of it. But this is the bigger picture I'm concerned about. Holding above this black channel, we continue on a weekly basis to settle above it. This could push us higher. Or if we settle below it, then of course we have more to go. But again, at the moment on this particular indice, I do not see anything actionable. I would not buy the market here because we could still be experiencing a falling knife. We don't want to catch it. I wouldn't sell the market here because we know we just tested good support, and as much as price action penetrated it, it came right back and settled above it. This is why it is so important to look at the weekly chart. So many people just go look at the daily or look at shorter time frames. Listen, if you want the big picture, I can assure you the most valuable time frame that you will ever look at is the weekly chart. S&P 500. Boom. Black channel structure. Tested it, reacted to it, closed above it. Similar to the NASDAQ, similar to the Dow. Again, at this moment, I do not see anything actionable on the S&P. I would not buy the market here. I also would not sell the market here. I would just step aside at the moment, and we'll see what transpires. We need to have a break below or a break above structures above before we consider getting back in this market or any of the other markets at the moment. Russell. Boom. Black channel structure. Long-term structure. Tested, broke, settled above. So you can see that this had actually tested resistance, broken this, and then closed back above this support structure. So you could see on the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P, we have all tested key support. And price has been reactive on all 4 indexes. So with that being said, on all 4 of them, I personally, at the moment, do not see any reason to buy them. I do not see any reason to sell them. I would just sit tight for a minute. It is clear we still remain in a downtrend. I am not one to ever pick the bottom and say, hey, that's it, price goes higher from here. I don't believe in doing that. I believe in letting the market tell the story and then me just reacting to the story. If the market goes higher, I will build structures that offer me the opportunity to buy the market higher. If the market goes lower, I will build structures to offer me the opportunity for the market, to take advantage of the market to the downside. But at the moment, I do not see any opportunity in either direction, at least in the indices. They've tested all significant support, and we kind of got to give them a second to breathe here, see if the market pushes higher, see if the market breaks this key support. This week will probably be telling. We'll see what happens over the next 5 trading days. So we have a handful of trade ideas that are short. We're going to revisit them tomorrow. We'll discuss the handful of trade ideas we're watching. If the market pushes lower, these trade ideas will do well. If the market finds support here and pushes higher, some of these trade ideas may not be so successful. So with that said, it is what it is. But let's look at the other major markets real quick. Crude oil. Crude oil has been doing what we call coiling, meaning that the price is kind of tightening. This is a pattern here. We had this monster whip up, and then we pulled straight back down, and then we pulled back up, and then back down, and then back up, and then back down, and back. I mean, you could see that this just keeps getting basically smaller and smaller. Like it coils. I know that's ugly drawing. My apologies. That's more for your entertainment than technical. But here nor there, you could see the picture. Like this is getting tight, and we needed essentially to break, and we needed to break and settle higher. Particularly, we're looking for a weekly settlement above 117. Now we have yet to have that. This candle closed here. Did we open up here? Yes. But we settled down here. So, the reality was we still had never gotten a close above 117. Without that settlement above 117, we can't consider buying towards the 2008 double, making a double top. But we have had what you could see very strong buying pressure this past week. I mean, that is as strong as you can be. Open, sold all the way off, and then literally drove price all the way back to it. So let's see what happens in the next week or two. If we get this to pop, we'll then look for this to dredge higher. Time-wise, if we get that settlement above the 117, it's probably a 3 to 5 month buy signal. I'd probably look at options maybe 6 to 9 months out from now. Knowing that anything could change in a matter of minutes, especially geopolitically. And this market is heavily affected by that. Dollar index. So, I illustrated this for you guys a couple weeks ago, that you could see, high spikes in recent history. This is from 2015 to present. We have broken above. Now, where do we go from here? I need to look at more data in order to tell us where we're going to head from here. And by simply drawing a very, very simple, nothing fancy, just a trend line connecting an all-time high top to two more tops, I can tell you that we are this week looking at about 110.80 and descending, meaning as time goes on, that trend line continues to descend. It gets lower, 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 lower. So if we continue to dredge higher, as we have broken these previous highs, this double top here, this is where I expect we will find resistance. Now you can see this is the 2000 .com bubble, if you would, and you can see this is the capitulation that kind of followed it. You can see that this was the downturn after 2000, where things kind of peaked out. 2008, 2009 financial crisis was right in this area here. You could see almost double top, fell over. Here is our COVID high, right in and around. Let me scan this in. Boom, there's March 2020. You could see we made this high and we kind of fell off. So, what am I trying to say? Simply put, when we start to see these excessive spikes, we typically have something that follows them. And that something that follows them is not always pretty. So, just beware. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not, this is not a fear-mongering, type of thing. But I just want you to be aware that every time we see the dollar index spike heavily, there is some pain that typically follows it. So I'm starting to see, the dollar index in comparison to recent history start to spike again. In comparison to longer term history, again, we could push to retest those highs, that had been the bubble of the .com bubble. So just keep it in mind. That's all. That's all. Again, it's not to scare you. It's just I'm just being observant. Touch crude oil, Bitcoin, US dollar. So we had an idea to short Bitcoin. And that idea, this was as of last Friday, in about 4 days, Bitcoin had squatted to test our area of profit taking. So this transpired really nicely. I think this was like, $9,000+, something like that. Yeah, $9,400 worth of downside opportunity. So that's 940,000 ticks or something like that. So pretty exciting. What's even more exciting is the price action actually literally tested our projected support structure and then had turned right around. So what's even more exciting than it hitting our target is that our analysis was so perfect that it actually just hit our support structure that we had drawn a couple weeks ago, almost to the penny basically, before price had turned around. So to me, that is super exciting. To know that when we do our analysis, that it is so perfect, and it's not always that perfect, but in this particular instance, especially in such a volatile market, that it was so perfect that the channel extension was measured precisely to give us this exact test on this weekly basis. So to me, that tells me that we are doing a good job. And that's what we are here to do for you, a good job. To bring you value, to bring you information, to bring you actionable information, to bring you information that serves a purpose for you. So listen, even if you're not a longer term trader on Bitcoin and you're a day trader, you knew by looking at this analysis where not to anticipate the market to go below. And sure enough, to the penny, it did. It just worked. And that's really, really great on such a volatile market. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just telling you the process works. It's not me. It's the process. I am just merely implementing the process. That's all. Last but not least, gold futures. And this is kind of where I found an opportunity for this week. Now, I don't love this opportunity for one particular reason, but here nor there. Out of the major market indices that we knew have found support most recently, we know oil is coiling, but the other indices, the major indices we know are in an area where we would not decide to buy or sell them at the moment. Oil, we anticipated to go higher. We just needed to give us that confirmation. Bitcoin, we just tested some really firm support. So, we're waiting to see what happens with that. We know it was very reactive. Dollar index breaking out. We know where that target should likely take us to. Now, looking at gold. Gold has not performed as we would have expected it to, like it has traditionally performed when the market volatility acts up. So, gold has offered us a shorting opportunity. Why I like this opportunity, why I don't like this opportunity. That's what we're going to talk about right now. Why I like this opportunity. More than 1+%. Channel structure that we're measuring off of to the close of the candle. 2.85%. I like that. That means that there's conviction the market is going to likely press in that same direction. I like that. What else do I like? Well, good target here. Do the same thing. I need a 1% buffer on this week because this is the week I anticipate. There's my 1%. So I'm right there. 1754 I have a target at. Great. My concern lies in the amount of risk that this trade has in it. Now, the likeliness is the trade is going to work. But if it doesn't work, and so they don't all work, if it doesn't work, I have taken a lot more risk than I've offered myself reward. That is a little bit concerning. So, if you are comfortable with the higher risk, that's your prerogative. If you're not comfortable for a higher risk, this trade is probably not for you. But if you are a shorter term trader, meaning a day trader or somebody who's dialing this down onto a shorter time frame, an hour chart, a 240 chart, whatever, this information is valuable. Simply because the sell signal is in fact qualified, and there is good known support right here. We're essentially doing the same thing we do with Bitcoin. We're completing a channel extension. We can complete. This is the primary channel. We completed a test of the extension here. Now we're completing a test of the extension to the downside. So just be aware that there's more risk than reward, at least what I'm calculating off of this chart. But with that said, for those of you trading a little shorter term, this could prove to be, quite rewarding for you. So guys, that's it. I covered, the nuts and bolts of everything kind of going on in the major markets for this week, what's transpired last week, what my expectations are for this upcoming week. My apologies that my wife called in between in the middle of our video. I'm going to call her back right now so I don't get in trouble. But outside of that, listen, tomorrow I'm going to shoot a video regarding a handful of our open positions that we're looking at. Now, are all these positions going to work out? Probably not. But the idea is to show you that the strategy over time becomes wildly profitable. We booked profit on the NASDAQ. We booked profit on the S&P. We booked profit on Bitcoin. We booked profit along the way over the past couple of weeks on some really, really great trades. So we're going to see if these next set of trades offer us some opportunity to book some profit as well. So tune in tomorrow for tomorrow's video, and we're going to cover a good handful of stocks and futures that we have open positions we are watching, and we're going to see what this week offers us as far as they are concerned. So I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a profitable week. I hope you have a blessed week. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and I hope you have a great day.